Buddha, known for his compassion and wisdom, touched the lives of countless people during his time. His teachings on kindness and empathy have left a lasting impression on humanity, offering a path to peace and enlightenment. The following story illustrates a moment from Buddha's life that demonstrates his boundless compassion and the transformative power of kindness. The story of Buddha's kindness, the sick monk. One day, while the Buddha was residing at the Jetavana Monastery, a peaceful grove given to him by his devotee Anathapindika, an incident occurred that revealed the depth of his compassion. Among the community of monks was a young monk who had fallen gravely ill. The monk suffered from a terrible disease that left him weak, covered in sores, and unable to care for himself. His illness made him an outcast among his fellow monks, who found the sight and smell of his sores unbearable. Unable to perform his daily duties, the sick monk was left lying on a straw mat, dirty and neglected. None of the other monks came to his aid, thinking that it was the responsibility of the sick monk to care for himself, or perhaps believing that they might become ill themselves if they stayed too close. In their ignorance and fear, they distanced themselves from the suffering monk, leaving him alone and in pain. Buddha, while walking through the monastery, noticed the sick monk lying in misery. His heart filled with compassion upon seeing the neglected state of the monk. Without hesitation, Buddha approached him. "Why are you lying here alone?" Buddha asked softly. The sick monk replied weakly, "Lord, I am sick and helpless. None of the monks have helped me, for they are afraid of my condition." Buddha listened, and understanding the fear in the hearts of the monks, he responded with a voice full of kindness, "Do not worry. I will take care of you myself." Without a second thought, Buddha removed his outer robe and knelt beside the monk. Carefully, he lifted the monk and carried him to a nearby stream. There, Buddha began to wash the monk's body with his own hands, cleaning his sores and refreshing him with cool water. Despite being the revered teacher of thousands, Buddha did not hesitate to show humility and service, treating the monk as he would a beloved child. The other monks, seeing their teacher tending to the sick monk, were astonished. They gathered around, watching as Buddha, with gentleness and patience, cared for the monk who had been abandoned. Buddha was untroubled by the unpleasant task, focusing solely on relieving the monk's suffering. After Buddha had bathed the monk, he dressed his wounds with medicinal herbs and laid him down on a fresh mat. He then spoke to the assembly of monks who had gathered to witness this act of compassion. "Monks," he said, "we have chosen the life of renunciation and have left our families behind. In doing so, we have become each other's family. If we do not care for one another in times of sickness and need, who will? Just as a mother cares for her child, so too must we care for our fellow monks. He who serves the sick and the weak serves me." Hearing these words, the monks were filled with shame for their neglect of their fellow monk. They realized that they had failed in their duties of compassion and brotherhood. Buddha's act of kindness and his gentle teaching left a deep impact on their hearts. From that day forward, they vowed to be more mindful of each other's needs, treating one another with the same care and compassion that Buddha had shown. In the following days, the young monk gradually regained his strength, not only because of the physical care he received, but also because of the renewed sense of love and support from his community. The monks took turns attending to him, making sure he was well fed and comfortable. As time passed, the monk's health was fully restored, and he rejoined the monastic community with gratitude in his heart. Buddha's example had taught him the value of kindness, and he, in turn, became a beacon of compassion for others. Conclusion. This story exemplifies the core of Buddha's teachings: compassion, kindness, and the duty we have to care for one another. Buddha's actions serve as a reminder that no one is too high or too important to offer help to those in need. His humility in tending to the sick monk showed that true greatness lies in service, and that through small acts of kindness, we can create a ripple effect of goodness in the world. May this story inspire us all to embody the spirit of compassion, not only towards those we know, but towards all beings, just as Buddha did.